Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. Today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new Storm 10 from a company known as X Plus. And on the channel, we've taken a look at a few of their smaller form factor laptops, mostly coming in around 7 inches up to 8. But with this, we've actually got a 10.5-inch 2-in-1 laptop, 16 gigabytes of RAM, an x86 CPU, and a 2280 M.2 SSD. This came pre-installed with a 512 gigabyte drive, but you can upgrade from there. Fully backlit keyboard. It's just a single zone white LED. Nice little trackpad, and the screen is touch. It does support a stylus. You can pick it up over on their website. And in the past, we've actually seen this company offer a couple different CPU variants with most of their mini laptops. With this, the only thing I'm seeing is exactly what we have here. Now in this video, I've got a few things that I want to go over, but before we get into it, I do want to mention that this video is sponsored by URCD Keys. I've been using this site for quite some time now. They offer Steam keys, Uplay, Ubisoft, but the main thing I pick up over here are Windows 11 Pro keys. And right now, if you use code ETA, you can get 25% off. So at checkout, we'll just enter the code ETA. That's going to bring the price down to $22.88. They're going to email you that key, and then you can activate Windows. Speaking of that, let's head over to a new PC that I recently built. As you can see, we're running Windows 11, and from Settings, we're going to go to Activation Settings. It's going to tell us that we're not active. We don't have a key installed, so we're just going to paste it right in here, choose Next. It's going to activate Windows for us, and we're ready to go. If you're in need of cheap Windows keys, I'll leave a link in the description, and remember, you can use code ETA for 25% off. So like I mentioned, this is a 2-in-1, so that screen does fold over. You can go to TP mode if you want to, or you could use it like a tablet. 10 points of touch here on this 10.5-inch display, and the aspect ratio here is a bit interesting. It's actually coming in with a resolution of 1920 by 1280, so it's a 3:2 aspect ratio, like the Surface tablets out there. When it comes to I/O, over here on the left-hand side, we've got a 3.5mm audio jack, and you can actually see that we've got a copper heatsink here for that CPU. Over on the right-hand side, we've got our power button and two USB Type-C ports, and both of these do support charging the battery up and display out, so we can connect this to an external monitor quite easily. As for the specs, the Storm 10 is powered by the Intel N150. So with this, we get 4 cores, 4 threads, and a clock up to 3.6 gigahertz. It's got a 24 compute unit iGPU, 16 gigs of RAM running at 4,800 megatransfers per second. User replaceable 2280 M.2 SSD, and this did come with that 512 gigabyte drive. 10.5-inch 3:2 aspect ratio display with a resolution of 1920 by 1280. It's an IPS screen. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, a 28 watt-hour battery. It's running Windows 11 out of the box, and it's coming in at 900 grams. I've been messing around with this laptop for the past couple days, and with that Wi-Fi 6, it's actually pretty snappy. This N150 isn't going to win any awards, but it will get you by with web browsing, email checking, document editing, even video playback from YouTube. Personally, I would love to see a laptop in this form factor with a bit of a larger battery and a Ryzen CPU, or even a more powerful Intel CPU. Personally, I do love this form factor. It's small enough it'll actually fit inside of a sling bag, and it's just a really portable setup. Checking out some video playback from YouTube. Remember, we've only got that 1920 by 1280 display here, but this N150 at about 11 watts will do 4K video playback, and we can do 4K 60 out of USB Type-C on this thing. We can't do 4K 120, but it will do 1080 120 over to a monitor. Dual stereo speakers do get loud enough to get you by, but it would be nice to have a little bit of bass with this. They're a bit tinny, and I kind of suspected that would be the case just given the form factor of this laptop here. But it does handle video playback whether you want to stream it or play it natively from an internal or external drive. The next thing I wanted to show off here was a little bit of gaming, and it's definitely not marketed as a gaming laptop. Out of the box, this actually runs at about a 6-watt TDP with that N150, but from the BIOS, you can take this up to 15, and the cooling system can handle it. In fact, you could go up with this chip a bit more, but it's going to get quite hot. I've tested the N150 in the past, and around 18 to 19 watts is going to be totally maxed out. So full clocks on the CPU, full clocks on the GPU there. That's all it's really going to pull on you. 15 watts here does work out really well, especially for gaming. Left 4 Dead, low settings, 720p, not too bad. When it comes to indie gaming, older stuff, this N150 at those higher TDPs does work pretty good. Here's Hades 2, 720p medium. And of course, if you wanted to use something like Steam Link or Remote Play is what they call it inside of Steam, you could do it just fine here. We've got Wi-Fi 6 built in, or you could do some cloud gaming. Now, it's really up to you, but a laptop like this, again, isn't meant for gaming, but it doesn't mean we can't get a little bit done here and there with it. And the last one I wanted to show off was Skyrim 720p, low settings, still at that 15-watt TDP from the BIOS. With this, you will see some dips under 60, and I kind of suspected that would happen here and there. But for the most part, I mean, a lot of the newer indie games are going to run just fine here, going back to that older stuff. And you've always got streaming and cloud gaming you could work with on this thing. The last thing I wanted to talk about here was battery life. And through my initial testing, I've gone through two different tests. We've got that 28 watt hour battery, screen brightness at 50% for all of my testing, Wi Fi and Bluetooth on. Looks like when we're streaming video from YouTube, get around 3 hours and 31 minutes. And if we were to do this internally from the internal SSD, we could get much more out of it. I also tested out some indie gaming here and I managed to get 1 hour and 46 minutes. So, not a lot while we're gaming. And that was at that 15-watt TDP. Dave the Diver isn't going to pull that much. And at 6 watts, you're probably going to see around the same kind of battery life playing a game like that. So, having something like a 32 watt hour battery would definitely make a difference here, but then you'd have a larger device. They've kind of packed everything in here in the super small form factor, and I understand why they went with that smaller battery. So first impressions here, I do love the form factor. This thing will fit right in a sling bag, and I do think it's kind of the perfect carry around size. It's got a big enough screen on it, so you could use it as a touch display if you needed to. Build quality is actually really good. The hinges here are nice. It is constructed of aluminum. Trackpad works out just fine. Not a lot of travel on the keyboard, but it is a very small form factor unit. The keyboard works just like it's intended to. It's not a top of the line keyboard or anything like that. Backlit, so you can see this at night. But I would love to see something like this with a more powerful CPU and a bit of a bigger battery. Even if it was just a bit thicker, coming in with like a 32 watt hour battery and something like an AMD Ryzen 7520, a Mendocino chip. 4 cores, 8 threads would be awesome with this setup here, but right now they're only offering this with the N150, and I think that's going to be the main drawback to this unit. But if you're interested in learning a little more about the Storm 10, I will leave links in the description to their official website. If you want to see anything else running on this in the future, just let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Like always, thanks for watching.